Introduction to Scoutbook for Cub Scout Packs. Scoutbook is undergoing some name changes. The traditional tool is Scoutbook, and it's still called Scoutbook. Internet Advancement is now called Scoutbook Plus. Cub Scout units will be using Scoutbook Plus going forward to enter advancements. The data is shared between the two user interfaces. Much of the pack administration in Scoutbook, the adding of dens, the assigning of scouts and adults to dens, is restricted to the pack leadership. Pack leadership and den leaders can approve, sign off on advancements. They can create events, send messages, and things like that. Parents and scouts are mostly limited to viewing and marking items completed, which is not the same as signing something off. Parents and scouts can also view the calendar and RSVP to events. We highly recommend that parents who are not leaders and scouts use the Scoutbook app. Here is a link to the Scoutbook app. It is much easier for youth and parents to use than using Scoutbook or Scoutbook Plus. You can log into Scoutbook Plus by going to advancements.scouting.org and using your My Scouting credentials. This is the same username and password you use to register and take the online training. Login issues are usually resolved by resetting your password. On the Scoutbook Plus login prompt, select Forgot username/password if you have forgotten your password. If you still have difficulties logging in, reach out to your local council or visit the forums. After you log in, click on the pull-down menu in the upper right corner and select your position that's associated with the pack. At this point, you should see the pack roster screen. Cub Scouts must be moved into a den before you can record any advancements for them. That way Scoutbook knows what rank they are working on. Scoutbook Plus automatically brings in scouts and leaders to your Scoutbook Plus pack roster page who are registered in your unit by your council. You will then want to create dens in Scoutbook Plus and assign scouts and den leaders to them. First, click on the den heading on the roster page. This is a toggle that will display any already existing dens. To see adults assigned to dens, use the Show Filter menu in the upper right. We will talk more about that filter in a later slide. If you don't see a den there that you need, to add a den, select the Add Den menu from the roster page. This will send you to a Create Den page. From here, you can create new dens and add people to those dens. New dens may take a few minutes to appear in Scoutbook Plus on the roster page after you make changes. Remember to save your work. There's a Save button at the bottom of the screen. You can modify den information of existing dens by clicking on the Den menu and then click the Edit button alongside the appropriate den. When you do this, you will be sent to an Edit Den page. From here, you can change the den information, such as the name or number, etc., You can also change the den level. There is an advance, and that way you can advance it from one den level, let's say lion, to the next school year's den level, say as tiger, wolf to bear, etc. You can also demote a den to the previous level or any previous level you wish. You have complete control. You can also add people with this screen to the den by clicking on the name on the left, and remove them from the den by clicking on the name to the right. This is also where you can assign den chiefs to the den. There's a link here for more help on den chiefs and how to add them to the system. Remember to save your work. There's a save button at the bottom of the page. Also, it may take a few minutes for changes to be reflected on the roster page. Have a little bit of patience. Talking about patience, wait for new scouts and parents to be added to your packed page by the system. They should automatically be added 24 hours after they are officially registered. To view adults in your pack on the pack roster page, select the Show Filtered button on the toolbar on the right-hand side. You can filter in many different ways. To view adults, select adults under the Show Roster boxes on the left. Parents and guardians will now automatically be added to their Scout's record when the Scout is registered and is brought into your unit by the system. If you do not see a parent or guardian associated with the Scout on the Scouts page, contact your local council registrar and ask them to make the association in their system. Once they do, it will be reflected in Scoutbook Plus in 24 hours. Scouts will automatically appear on your Scoutbook Plus roster within 24 hours of their official registration with your unit. Entering advancements. To begin entering advancements, click on the Scout's name on the roster screen. A new screen will show the Scout's advancement progress. If you click on the View More button to the right, you can drill down and look at the requirements for the badge they are working on. Note it shows the 6 required adventures at the top and possible elective adventures at the bottom. It also indicates if the Scout has started working on any of the adventures or if they have completed any. Leaders are able to add advancement credit for previous ranks for bookkeeping purposes. For example, a leader may approve tiger advancements for a Scout who is currently in a wolf den. Note that parents and Scouts do not have this functionality. The next page shows the 6 required adventures at the top for the rank that they are currently working on, and the possible elective adventures at the bottom. It also indicates if the Scout has started working on any of the adventures or if they have completed any. Scoutbook will default to the current 2024 requirements. If you would like to work on a previous year's requirement, you will be able to through
through August of 2024 by selecting the requirements version year at the top. To the left in the screen, you can mark an entire rank as approved or awarded. When you click on an adventure on the right, you will go to the next screen. From here, you can mark an individual requirement as complete or approved, which is meaning that it's been signed off. It's only available to leaders. Others won't see that box. You can also add comments. This is similar to the functionality in the traditional Scoutbook screens. Remember to save your work. Now we're using some terms: started, completed, approved. What do these terms mean? These terms are used in Scoutbook and Scoutbook Plus. Started means it's in progress. Completed means somebody thinks that the youth has completed the item, but it still needs to be approved by a unit leader. This mark can be entered by a leader, a parent, or a scout, and it also can be entered in either Scoutbook Plus, Scoutbook, or the Scouting mobile app. Approved is signed off. The unit leader has verified it. They have tested and signed off the scout. As far as Scouting America is concerned, at this point, the youth has earned the advancement. 4 is awarded, and it is optional. Some units like to have a way to keep track of which advancements have been approved but not yet presented to the youth. Once they mark it as awarded, that tells them that they have presented the badge to the youth. From the adventure screen, you can also go to a quick entry screen to be able to mark a number of requirements as approved or completed at one time. To do that, you click on the quick entry button in the upper right of the adventure screen. You will then be presented with a quick entry screen. Leaders will be able to approve, sign off on any or all of the requirements for that adventure on the screen. Parents and scouts will only be able to mark the complete box, and they will not be able to mark the approved box on the screen. Remember to save your work. There's a save box and a date box at the bottom of the screen. If you would like to enter advancements for a number of scouts, click on Unit Quick Entry and then Enter Adventures. The reason why you don't see an Enter Ranks at this menu is because in Cub Scouting, all ranks are completely dependent on adventures. You will then be presented with the Unit Quick Entry screen. On this screen, select a rank that you want to work with and an adventure you want to work on and the version that you want to use, and then click the Apply button. You will then be presented with a list of scouts to the left who are eligible for that adventure. What it'll display are the scouts that are in dens that are appropriate for that adventure. It will also list the scouts in your pack that are not eligible for that adventure, and that's usually because they are not in an appropriate den for that adventure. On the right, it'll display the requirements for the adventure. You will be able to select whichever requirements you would like to sign off on, or all of them, put in a completion date, mark it as approved, and press the apply button, which will save the record as completed. There are a number of requirements that we've already mentioned that can be marked completed by a scout or a parent or someone else, and those people have not marked them as approved. If you want to see those and see which ones are still outstanding or pending, you can select the Pending Items tab on the roster, and it will display all of the items that have marked completed, but they're not marked as approved yet. Then you can click on the individual scouts and work on those particular requirements. A person's profile contains their contact information. If you would like to edit your profile, click on the word profile on the left on the roster screen. If you would like to edit a scout's profile, then click on the scout and then click on the tab that says personal information, and you can edit it there if you are a parent of the scout or if you are an administrator to the unit, such as a Key 3 member. You can also edit the personal profile of adults in your unit by filtering on adults in the roster and then clicking on the adult's name. Remember to save your work whenever editing a profile. When you change a profile, those changes are reflected in all the BSA, all the Scouting America systems. Scoutbook Plus has a very, very sophisticated calendar that can do a number of things. You can schedule events, meetings, and activities for units and for dens with the unit calendar. It supports repeating events or reoccurring events. It provides for event reminders to be sent out. You can link activity tracking with events. You can request RSVPs and track attendance with the unit calendar. And there's a lot of other things that are also available on the unit calendar. There is a link here to a user guide for the unit calendar. You can track the progress of unit members in a number of different types of activities with Scoutbook Plus. You can track campouts. You can track hikes, and you can track different types of projects. Anything that is recorded in the activity module also is recorded for Journey to Excellence. There's a link here for more information on how to record activities in Scoutbook Plus. Reporting. Scoutbook Plus and Scoutbook have a lot of reports and reporting capability. To run an advancement report to bring to the Scout Shop, click on Run Report on the roster toolbar. You can also, if you wish, click on the Scoutbook menu item on the left of the roster and use the Needs Purchasing Report and the PO system in Scoutbook. There are a number of other reports available from the Run Report pull-down on the Roster Builder toolbar, on the Roster toolbar, and on the Reports menu to the left of the roster. Also, the reports in Scoutbook are available to you. To use those reports, click on Scoutbook on the left-hand menu and then click on your unit and then Reports. You can send emails out through Scoutbook. To send emails out to your unit, click on the Scoutbook menu item on the left and then click on Send Messages on the screen, on the next screen. You can send text messages with this feature as well, but note that the person to receive a text message must have indicated a mobile phone number and a phone service provider, and check the box to allow for text messaging in their profile for them to receive text messages. Scoutbook provides a way to record financial records for Scouts, adults, and units via the payment logs. You can keep track of dues, activity costs, down payments for summer camps or high adventures, and more. You can see what is owed and what has been paid, and you can keep track of unit costs and payments, and the balance your books to the in a financial summary. Only admins, Key 3 members, and treasurers are able to add or modify the payment log. Scout payment logs can be accessed from the accounts page in Scoutbook. Parents' logs can be accessed on the connection page by treasurers and admins. All payment logs may be easily accessed via the quick entry page in Scoutbook. Scoutbook payment logs are available to you via the Scoutbook menu on the left of the Scoutbook Plus roster page. We have a link here for more information on how to use the payment logs. We're not going to leave you without more help. There are online help guides available at this link. The first one to start with is the Getting a Pack Started in Scoutbook guide, which is provided by this link and QR code. Also, if you need individual help, you run into any sort of technical glitches, you can ask on the Scouting forums. Here is a link to the Scouting forums as well.